When I think of Wendy, I think of her and her leadership. And, you know, she was not always an upfront, kind of dynamic, charismatic personality, but she had a charisma in her own Wendy kind of way. As a young leader, I watched her engage in her leadership, and there were lots of things that I thought I would like to be like that and to integrate her leadership style in ways in which she maneuvered in community and the ways in which she worked in a very dominant male realm at times in academia, but even within our NAIITS board to begin with, and how she made sure that her voice had a presence there. And she was never afraid to use her voice, and she would do it in ways in which people heard and respected and responded to her in very positive ways. Wendy was not afraid to speak truth and to challenge us. And so how she did it, though, was often with humor. We talked about some of her self-deprecating humor that she would use, and she would do it in such a way that there was a lightness about it, that we could learn from our mistakes. And Wendy was often one that would highlight her mistakes and use it as an example in our leadership. And so one of my favorite memories of Wendy doing this was she was sharing a time when she went through a car wash. I don't know if you've heard this story, but she was talking about this car wash, and she wanted to show, I think it was her grandkids at the time, all the colors of the car wash, and they loved all the bubbles and things like that. So they went through this car wash, and Wendy had forgotten to roll up the windows. So leadership to me, when I think of Wendy and her leadership, I think of her ability to speak truth in a way that welcomed people. And invited them into difficult conversations with grace and humility. I think of her ability to use humor to teach, to bring correction, to lighten the moments that were sometimes tense. I think of Wendy and her leadership not always having to be upfront, but being able to rally people together, bring them together on a focus, and to allow freedom for everyone to have their voice heard, to be valued, to be respected, and to set steps moving forward. And so I think of her leadership in very unassuming, gentle, but impactful ways. And so I appreciated her leadership.